like I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? Okay, we are back. I still can't hear properly. I have to leave a note for my doctor about that. It has been a week now. Okay, so I'm embedding stuff that will be cut out later. Crazy, right? So if you missed it, this is our first work with llama. A gorgeous, silky, smooth, shiny, blackish brown is the llama over a medium brown wool, which is over a dark brown wool. And this felted just beautifully. The middle layer went up and down. So I am pleased. Now, of course, I can save this and use this in another project. For now, it's just going to go into the, well, I want to show it to my other wet felting friend, and we'll take it from there. She may decide she likes the effect and she wants to try it in her next project. Okay, so what I have here is a separation. This was where I screwed up the other day. And I pulled it too hard while it was still felting. So now I am going to give it a bit of help. Now, this is going to be a busy afternoon for me. It's bingo night. I am making a dish, which will take a little time in the kitchen, and it must be ready by 3. So, at 1 o'clock, I am out of here. And what I'm working on right now is actually going to be donated to the bingo gift table. It's kind of like sewing the two parts together. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. This corners are hard to do on a square block. Gonna have to invent something for that. Curves. That's better. Okay. I have our cute little nightlight. With orange viscose and some gold silk, rescued sari silk. And the rest of it is lamb's wool. And that did not feel so great right there. We're just going to remove that. Thank you. I'm debating whether or not to starch it at all. Now, it will not dry in time for tonight, so we're just going to skip that and move on to the next one. So, I have embedded 3 marbles, actually 3 beads here, and a 4th one up here. I want the 4th one. Yeah, we'll take the well, let's go with 3 on this side. And they're going to be cut open after felting to make a different design in the felt. We're also going to try doing this tape thing. Well, then maybe I'll save that for the next one. I want to start out knowing I'm going to do that. This I did not start out thinking about the tape method. It is a cool way to get some serious texture, like cracked earth kind of texture. It looks pretty rad, but or how would you say nowadays? It's an impressive bit of felting architecture. But it's good for vessels and stuff like that. This is basically going to be a vessel where I want to let some extra light through making little holes, but they're not completely holes. When I cut them out, there'll be some wool behind it, I hope. I'm planning on it. But it'll be like the first layer, so it'll be super lacy. And at least that's what I'm envisioning. We'll find out. Okay, do I want any more weird fibers on top of this? Well, why not? What do we have? We have some black silk. Too dark. We do have the aquamarine. One of the weird ones. Oh, there's over here. We have some really weird stuff here. I'll have to plan for that one, though. That's too special. It's from my sister D. No. Maybe? We have to save that. How about some silk? We've got some blue silk. Ooh, we've got some gold. This conveniently has a little orange in it. Okay, a lot of orange in it. We don't need all that. Which is a perfect contrast for this blue. What about you, orangey? That's kind of random. What about this? Ooh, maybe some mild pink. To go with that. That magenta is beautiful. I don't know how much of that is in this collection though. Oh, we've got some gorgeous peacock colors here. Oh, we're gonna have to save that. Check that out. That is gonna be awesome. Oh, that is going to be perfect for the scarf. Put that aside. Okay, a little more orange. Okay. We'll have to keep this out for the other side. Hey. you. Oh. Definitely going to be used in the big project. All those colors are just too yummy. Okay. Okay. Oh, messages. Yes, it was delivered and it's not making me happy. Okie dokie. Well, good thing was this piece of foam bubble wrap came, and this is sturdier than my other stuff, even if it is kind of not perfect. What do we have this for? Hydrate dry wool. Have some gravity over here. Get that water down. No. Stay down, stay down. Okay, first we need more water, a lot more. So I can turn it over. Before it goes too far in felting itself, we want to lay out the rest of the wool, which I'm going to have to add to. Here's our little beads. Now let's center. All right, I want to block that. From felting right there. Looks like some of it's going to felt no matter what, but that'll help give us some shape, I guess. All right, let's start. Oh, I gotta find another gray. I don't know if I have one. That could be a problem. I am using up all of the scraps. I would. Considering everything this Will's been through, not too bad. No, that's it for these blues. I don't know what kind of wool this is, but I can tell you it's strange. It's kind of coarse, and yet it's not. for goodness sake. Oh. Right there. Arg. I need something lighter. Okay. Okay, that's a little too much. No. Oh, the brown, the orange. And magenta. There we go. looks like viscose. Maybe not. Do a little more gold. Oh yeah. Well, we're about to find out if this is going to work or not. All right. Okay, dokie, let's hope for the best. Yay. Uh-oh. Gonna have to correct the other side. It looks like I accidentally removed a couple things. We'll get it. Let's go with the net. So I have 4 bone beads embedded that will be removed near the end to create windows. Teeny little windows. 3 there, 1 there. Just stay there. I have to flip you over. Stay there, Olia. Yeah, there we go. Good. I knew it. Get back there. No, 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 no. We're out of that kind of pink, aren't we? Well, put a little of that on there. On that on there. Yeah, stay there. Letting all the fibers hydrate, get used to being together in the same project. They've come from all over the world. Okay. I know there's enough water, but I'm not sure there's enough soap. Well, there's only one way to be sure, and that. I think I'm going to go ahead and wear the gloves. That texture is just irritating. No, I think it can use more soap. So let's, you know what, I can't squeeze this with one hand when it just gets down to a little bit. So we're just going to pour it out. Oh yeah, that's more like it. think we can start squeezing some of the air out again. Yep, you're still lifting. All right, let me get a towel to absorb some of this excess water. Maybe we should do this a little longer. Oh. We could roll this around the cylindrical vibrating machine. That might not be a bad idea. I see a bunch of messages. Are any important? Hi, Mr. Gary, and hi, Carol. I'll get back to you after the show. I only have 15 minutes and then it's time to cook. And since it's my first time doing this recipe, I don't want to mess up. Interesting process. Not fasten down. We have a ways to go. We're going to do the shipping. No, I think it's a little too fragile for that. Well, you're doing all right. You're not. Probably end up having to cut some of that off. That looks pretty good. Now, some projects can go into the washing machine, just the wash cycle, not the spin. I've also heard of people putting it in a dryer with no heat, just bouncing around, and that felt it. I'm going to try that sometime, when I try one that doesn't have decorations so close to the surface. That would be tempting fate. You Was it not enough to felt? What's your problem? Tell me. Not enough layers. Well, we'll keep going. There's lots of room for felting here. It's starting to shrink, but definitely has a long way to go. So let's... Oh, look at that. That's a cut there. I thought I saw it before I flooded the area with water. This should squeeze out a bunch of excess water too. Well, it's almost time for me to start cooking. And we'll have to roll this out for tomorrow. Although I'd love to see how it turns out tonight. But I'm going to bingo, and I will not be home until after dinner time. In fact, that's why I'm making dinner early. I'm bringing dinner to bingo. I'm just contemplating how many pounds of spaghetti I need to make. Okay, it's shrinking around the beads, which is good. Means we're gonna cut a little hole later, pop them out, and then make them look like little stars. Well, that's the idea. I'm not sure how well it'll work yet, but we'll find out when we try it. But you have to make sure everything around it is super felted, or the effect will not come off. That'll be interesting, cutting with that gold. I move to the side a little. Maybe that'll work better. Okay. And you. Okay. Tomorrow is always tomorrow. What a night. Hey, I am just getting ready to leave at 1 o'clock. I'm cooking for the bingo game. Rough night, buddy? Tomorrow, don't put it off till tomorrow. At least you don't live in Tennessee. That's where my best friend lives, and she's a Democrat. And you saw what they just did to the Tennessee voting map? They eliminated all Democratic districts, trying to squeeze out all the black people from voting. Tennessee has a big reckoning coming. Any state that pulls that shit has a big reckoning coming. But on the other hand, the disgust that most Americans are feeling about this is a really good sign that we are soon going to get rid of the Electoral College and the two-party system. It's time for the old ways to die because they're trying to resurrect the worst of the old. Did you see that they went ahead and made it okay for kids to use vapes, flavored vapes? Oh, and kids can now use sun tanning beds. All that stuff was off limits because they know for sure they cause cancer. But hey, that interferes with corporate interests. We don't want to make people think our products are bad for them. We know they are, but we want to make the money before they die. So, there we go. Every time something with serious contrast arises, the cure is also created. Yes, you got it. Take a look at the news. Take a look what they're doing. They're determined to turn this into a white man's world only. White man's world. And that includes only rich white men. Poor white men think they're going to profit from the new regime. Oh, no, baby, you're a slave. Anybody who isn't a millionaire at least has no chance in their order. So they're not going to last. So remember that. Don't get scared. Get angry. But don't fear. That's what they want. Meantime, we got to remember to keep sane. We know that everything they say is like completely insane and upside down and only to profit companies and screw the people. When you see, so you just got to keep things in mind. Like whenever you see an ad, remember, if you see yourself in that, you're the target. You're not a client. You're not a customer. You're a target. And it's like, I just saw these McDonald's ads today, like 3 in a row. And they were clearly targeting poor people of color. That's what they were showing. Oh, look, hungry poor people, hungry black people, hungry Indian woman. Ah, a sale at McDonald's. Yay. Anything like that, just remember, they don't care about you. They're not giving you good stuff. If the price drops, so's the quality. All they want is that money back, and they don't give a rat's tail about you. Anything they say to the contrary is just lip service to keep you shut up. They don't want you noticing it's the rich people causing the problems. They want you to, well, you know, right now it's all on immigrants, but immigrants is an old one. That's how the Jews got killed. In the meantime, the Middle East is just going to blow itself up. Oh, you must always be a spiritual warrior. But that does mean, it means being true to your highest moral compass. That's what a spiritual warrior is. It's not one ready to take up arms. It is one ready. You have to be the most moral in the face of such obvious immorality. All those preachers blessing a statue of Trump because it's going to be representing a meme coin that they're invested in. It's not the golden calf. It's not idolatry. We're just worshiping the mighty dollar, or in this, case, Bitcoin, so we can hide the mighty dollar. So be a spiritual warrior. Don't let fear get you. That's the manipulation. Don't let anybody make you believe that this is the way it has to be, or it's going to continue to be. We have a lot more control than they think or want us to know. So the good thing is that they have dumbed themselves down so much that it's us old people who remember. And we're the ones that have to be the guides, because the young people have never experienced it. They haven't seen the truth. A whole bunch of this whole last generation was born into a generation of complete lies. It can't tell truth from false. It doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the truth. It's only heard lies, so how is it supposed to know the truth? So there we go. And I'm talking about lots of different subjects, So the bottom line, the fastest way to cut to it is like, who's making money? Whatever's going on, see who's making the bucks, and that's who you have to watch out for. It wasn't a priest, it was all of the Trump evangelistic ministers. With that crazy white woman, the one that cheated on her husbands, and had affairs, and preaches morality. We're supposed to forgive Trump his sins because he's a confessed Christian? No, I'm sorry. That doesn't cut it with child rape. He may have spiritual forgiveness, but he ain't getting away with it with the humans. Yeah, I just can't believe that anybody's still holding up the Bible as the truth after they see everything that's being used for. The Bible told you that this was going to happen, that there were going to be the false prophets, that there was going to be a false Jesus, there was going to be the Antichrist, blah, blah, blah. If this doesn't describe all of that, I don't know what does. Even though I believe it actually was describing another time in history, long before bombs existed. It's just been upscaled. The lies are coming out of clergy. the real clergy is keeping quiet. Well, no, the Pope isn't keeping quiet. Leo's got a lot to say, and I like what he's got to say. So there's morals out there. There's people like us out there. That nothing is going to make us bend in our integrity. We don't change just because of political views. We are who we are. Oh yeah, they're full of fear, and they're full of fear-mongering and lies. I have never seen so many lies put out there as official government business. I mean, seriously. And you know what? The encouraging kids to drop out at high school, like 2 of my sisters dropped out at 16, and I don't know, well, the boys, both of them dropped out at 16, the children of one of them. It's like, where do they get their education from? They know how to make a living, but they don't know about life. They don't know about politics. They don't understand why politics involves everybody. And it's not just, oh, I don't get involved. Because if you don't get involved, you're not taking control over your own life. And that's a big problem. Right now, we're seeing that's what happens when you turn away and you don't look at what's going on. Because if you let it happen in your face, well, the Bible says that right there. If you observe a crime and you don't do anything about it, you're as guilty of it as the person who perpetrated it. Now, when they were talking about that in the Bible, I think it was more in terms of governance. So we can be yelling this at Mike Johnson in Congress constantly because he is constantly lying and allowing lies to go forth. So, yeah, I think when people are able to stand there the way they do and lie to the American public the way they do and just do it bold-faced and call the other people if they're bad, it's like, no, you better stop lying. If you believe in God and you believe in a heaven, boy, are you in trouble. Now, I don't have those shared beliefs, but if they go by their belief system, they're in for a world of hurt when they let go of these bodies, and because they're lying and causing harm. It's not just lying, you know. Politicians, we kind of expect them to bullshit, but when the result is people dying, it's no longer just a lie. It's no longer just a political manipulation. Now it's murder. Now it's breaking every moral code. So, you know, they've gotten away with it for so long, they think that they're immune. They've opened Pandora's box, baby. My friend from childhood, she's in Tennessee now. And she's only there because of the grandkids. And if it wasn't for the grandkids, she would not be living there. And she hates it. And she has hated it from the moment she moved in. And now she is hating it, and she's enraged because she's a blue dot. But there's lots of blue dots in that red state. And now they're going to be really angry blue dots. So we have a lot coming. Get ready. But they say be the change you want to see in the world. You want to see a less fearful world, you got to get a grip on your own fears. And don't be manipulated by the headlines. It turns out it was the late Ted Turner who started the 24-hour news cycle with CNN. And boy, was that a mistake. Getting people to plug into news at any time of day or night means you have to have something to report day and night. And that meant instead of skipping over the little crap stories or focusing on good stories, I focused on what elicited the greatest emotional response because that got the most advertising revenue. So again, the only reason you ever see an ad is because someone plans on making money from you. If you're seeing it, AI plans it according to what you have put your eyes on and clicked on, and it's going to try and sell you something it thinks you're already interested in or has heard you talking about. Now, I do not eat McDonald's foods. No, none of it. And I have eaten it plenty in the past, but I haven't eaten it in years. The last time I ate something from there, I felt sick for the rest of the day. But because I talked about it, or someone around me talked about it, I've been getting the McDonald's commercials. And so that's how I have been able to see who they're targeting. Now, for some reason, one of my games thinks I'm Spanish. Maybe I liked something that was Spanish. I don't know. But now all of my commercials show Spanish, or have Spanish-speaking people, and it's all in Spanish. It's like, all right, I'm not correcting that. I think that's hilarious. Well, sweetheart, you're going to have to speak up at some point. He is feeling alone because everybody hates Trump and Trumpers. So 70% of the world hates him, and he's trying to find people to be on his side. Now my answer is, if you still support Trump, you're supporting a known felon, a known child rapist. I have no room in my life for you. Period. I don't need to discuss it. I don't need to convince them of anything other than they're not moral enough for me. And being around someone with terrible morals is bad for my spirit. I don't want to be around people like that. I don't care how social I have to be. I will just be polite enough to open a door if I happen to be standing near the button. But aside from that, I don't have to say hello to you. Now I realize you're in a more precarious position than I am because you're not the same color as me. And so you stand out. But if he is stupid enough to think that he can recruit a black person who actually knows anything about Trump, he is stupider than dirt. Because only dumber than dirt people still support him. Or perverts. There are plenty of those. So good luck. There's nothing that those people could say or do that would make me respect them anymore. I have heard them, and they're like little parrots. They refuse to believe, and that means it's a cult. I mean, it's full-on cult at this point. Anybody who still buys it is not examining their own thoughts, meaning, again, they're not in control of themselves. They're exactly the kind of people I avoid. I like nice people. I like to do things with good people. I like to help good people. I like good people. Trump ain't good people. Simple as that. So let his chips fall where they may, or in his case, his diapers. I am going to go and feed a whole bunch of people. And I'm going to enjoy doing it. So you have a great afternoon. And the Lord